Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Hawaiiverse podcast, a podcast that supports local by chihuing when you find out you're not related to your crush. I'm your host, Kamaka Diaz, and I can assure you that our guests today are not related, but they are definitely in love. Before we introduce them, let me tell you about our local business giveaway provided by Oysters Hawaii, Hawaii's one and only mobile oyster bar. They are giving away 24 oysters worth $300. Make sure you head to Hawaiiverse as you're listening to this to enter. Our guests today come from the island of Oahu. Allison is an actress, model, singer, hula dancer, and beauty queen. This valedictorian of her high school is the only person to win both Miss Hawaii and Miss Hawaii USA. Hopena is an avid waterman and big wave surfer who was born with paddling in his blood. He joined the canoe club at age 7 and guided his team to 7 consecutive junior state championships. In 2018, he built his own outrigger canoe, which he takes out in front of his home in Kailua. Our guests today are not only entrepreneurs and fashion models, but role models for our keiki and the community. Recently, they founded Oysters Hawaii, and together they are making waves in and out of the water, and I am stoked to talk stories with them today. They are Allison Chu and Hopena Pokipala. Aloha, Allison and Hopena. Welcome to the podcast. How are you both doing?
Aloha, Kamaka. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. It's nice to see you again, Hopena, and it's nice to officially meet you. Yeah. Allie, you go by Allie, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited to have you on the podcast and talk stories. You guys been busy in the community with modeling and I don't know what else you guys do. You just finished your reign as Miss Hawaii, right? Congrats.
Yes. Yep. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Crazy year,
Crazy
but
year.
it was awesome and excited for this next chapter with Hopena.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. You ever thought about running for Mr. Hawaii?
No.
Do we have that? Do we have a Mr. Hawaii?
Is there one?
I mean, I think there might be, but Hopena's the honorary Mr. Hawaii.
Yeah.
I
get
guess.
to date Miss Hawaii. So
Oh, no.
Yeah.
In reality, I'm his girlfriend, and that I've always been, that's Hopena's girlfriend. It's not, that's not Miss Hawaii. That's Hopena's girlfriend.
No.
I live in his shadow.
Is it opposite now? Are you Allie's boyfriend now?
I'm definitely
No.
definitely. Yeah.
I'm his sidekick.
That's funny. Well, you guys are a power couple, and I'm excited to get to know both of you a little bit more in depth.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we always start this podcast by getting to know our guests. Where are you from? How was it like growing up? And of course, where you grad. So we'll go ladies first.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from town. I grew up in Kahala pretty much my whole life. I'm in New Valley now, and I went Kalani High School. Ooh, go Falcons.
Our rivals.
Public school.
Kaiser grad.
Public school my whole life. So yeah, represent.
Did you do a lot of sports or a lot of like academics?
Yeah, so I was in theater for like most of my life, and I was a part of the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus. So I grew up singing opera and dancing hula, and just being able to perpetuate Hawaiian culture and represent Hawaii is really important to me and giving back to the community. So I just I didn't do too much sports just because I was such a theater nerd and singing
Full-time
and
job.
dancing. Yeah. So, but I do love surfing. So I do love being outside and being active.
Okay. So because you have that opera background and you dance hula, was your Oli's just next level with that voice?
I mean, they
Chicken Oli.
They definitely trained us for sure. Because in Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus, they had us like singing Hawaiian operas and dancing hula at the same time. So they would literally make us have harmonies for our olis.
Wow.
So it really actually was a next level kind oli. But I love being a part of Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus. Go Antinola. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to them. You ever think about, because you got Miss Hawaii, you got Miss Hawaii USA, the only person to ever do that. Maybe go for Miss Aloha Fula one day. Be the only person to ever do that.
The trifecta.
That's so I give them so much props, and that's a whole next level of hula. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to my beauty queen bubble and just stick with those 2 titles.
Okay, yeah, right on. And you, Hopena, you grew up in the water, right? Was your family big?
Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Kailua, Oahu. Pretty much since I can remember, just thrown into the canoe or around the ocean. Actually, used to live in Hilo when I was
little,
way. Yeah,
Hilo boy.
Up Kaumana City.
Oh, no in there, I thought he was a cool guy.
Yeah, that's how come we got along.
Yeah.
When I was 6, moved to Kailua, and then was just addicted to the beach. started paddling when I was 7 for Kailua Canoe Club, and I've yet to look back. I've been paddling my whole life since then, and I love it. Such a good workout, such a good like camaraderie you get from paddling. And
and
good old-fashioned fun.
Paddling, that's just a traditional Hawaiian sport right there.
Oh, it feels so good. And
great teamwork. You learn a lot just doing that.
Definitely. Definitely.
So you competed like regattas, like at Bayfront?
Yeah, so I haven't competed in a while, but the last competitive sprinting race I had was at Hilo Bayfront for states my senior year, where we lost by 1/10 of a second to Punahou.
No way.
Yeah, 1/10.
How did they have cameras to?
They had cameras.
Oh, no way.
And it was like, it took about 30 minutes of the officials reviewing the footage to get the result.
That's crazy.
I'm not bitter anymore.
Somebody couldn't just like put out their paddle in front without have cameras?
Yeah, and I was steering, so it's my fault we lost.
Oh.
No.
It's always the steersman's fault to lose, and then the stroker is responsible for winning. So yeah.
So nowadays you don't compete, but you have your own canoe, right?
I do.
So you like sailing and
sailing. I built a Foreman with my uncle Jay Dowsett. He has a mold called the Opelu, which is a very popular Foreman canoe.
Yeah.
I built that while I was at University of Hawaii, and was planning on doing a sailing canoe tour in Kailua as a business, and just had a hard time getting permits. So I have the va'a set up to sail. So I just do it for fun now, and I just take people out whenever the.
I think one of the first times we met in 2015, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We were just trying to remember when that was.
Yep.
We have a picture of us on the beach, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you took us sailing, but we were hanging out at your grandma's house, right?
Yes, we were.
Right on the beach.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's how I met Allie also, was on the sailing canoe.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's just how he meets everybody, I guess, nowadays.
It brings people together.
Yeah. So speaking of that, how did you two meet?
So
I love hearing a good meet story.
Allie tells it way better.
I met Hopena through a mutual friend, and his friend had invited me over to his house. And at the time, I didn't really know his friend too well, so I was like, I don't know if I should go. But it was random because I just so happened to have been in Kailua that day. And before I met Hopena, I only went to Kailua maybe like 3 times in my life. Like, I was such a townie. I just stayed in town.
Yeah, I hardly get to that side either.
Really?
Yeah.
It's beautiful though.
It is beautiful, but when you're a townie, you gotta stick to your roots. So I had gone over to Kailua, and then his friend was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the Mokulua Islands and go on a sailing canoe. Do you and some friends want to come?" And I was like, "Wait, that's so funny because I'm actually going to the Mokes, but we were gonna stand up paddle from the canal, which would have taken like
I've done that.
So
2
far.
hours.
Yeah.
Like it would have been crazy.
I would never do that. So far.
I wish you told us that before we went.
Yeah, exactly. So then like me and my friends are like, "Oh, like let's go on the canoe, guys." Yeah. So we went on the canoe, and then I met Hopena, and I was like, wow, this guy's like really cute. But then we exchanged numbers, and like, I mean, I never heard from him again. Like, and we just, I know, but it was like, at the time I was single. I'm like, whatever, I'm having fun. And then fast forward maybe a couple months later, we had a Mahi Aikalo class at UH, and then that's when I was like, oh wait, I met you, Hopena, and then we were just like friends, and then it became more than friends.
Yeah.
Paolo's not the only thing that grows in Lo'i.
That's classic. So you also went to UH. Both of you went to UH.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, I think it was around the time I was probably there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're all around the same age. You got 2011.
Yeah.
Hopena, you got 2012. So yeah, I graduated at UH 2016.
2016. Were you studying journalism?
I was in communication.
Communication. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before that, I was just, I don't know, I was just taking gen eds and stuff. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I know I for sure met you, though, at some point in UH.
Yeah, we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
We probably took a class together. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know your face, and, like, I feel like, but not, like, officially met, but definitely, like, through passing, or, like, maybe at, like, I don't know, events or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. What was your major?
Psychology.
Psychology. Oh, that's a good major. And what was your major?
International business and marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you both graduated what year?
2016 I graduated.
Oh, 2017? Oh, yeah. So me and Allie graduated the same year.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I guess even though UH is a pretty small school, you don't really cross paths with too many.
Yeah, because you have your own campus.
Yeah, you have your own departments and everything. Yeah. I didn't go out much too, like to parties and everything. So yeah, I don't know. Well, we're here now, and we're talking stories, so that's all that matters.
Right on.
So I want to talk to you, Allie, real quick about the Miss Hawaii pageant and then the Miss Hawaii USA. I was very confused as to why there's a USA at the end of one, and I only realized the difference when my little sister Kanoe was running for Miss Hawaii USA. She was Miss Hawaii Island USA, and she told me one's a scholarship pageant and one's just a beauty pageant.
Yes,
you can say it better than me.
Yeah, so I started off in the Miss Hawaii Miss Hawaii organization. Miss Hawaii organization, and that one's more scholarship based. I mean, I initially decided to run because I was a broke college student and I wanted to pay off all my loans, and because of the Miss Hawaii organization, I graduated college debt free. Which is amazing to say. And they have a talent portion, and me, like, growing up singing opera and classical music, I thought that would be a great way to just showcase myself and, like, you know, meet people in the community. So super grateful for that experience. And then I got to compete at Miss America, which was awesome. And then for the Miss Hawaii USA organization, they're more fashion forward, a little bit more in like the forefront of pop culture. So I resonated with that as well because I have a background in fashion. And I mean, I've been modeling since I was like 16 or 17. And I lived in New York all by myself from the age of 18 and been kind of like living back and forth between LA, New York, and Hawaii for like the last 10 years, and then kind of made New York my home base until COVID. But yeah, I mean, I loved my experience as Miss Hawaii, that just having that amazing year. I'm like, wow, I would love to try this Miss Hawaii USA, because why not? And it was in the thick of COVID, and you know, everyone was just kind of, you know, in their own world, and I'm like, might as well just, you know, YOLO. And I'm super, super grateful it worked out, and I had an amazing, amazing year, given my circumstances. Even like there wasn't as many events as I would have liked, but I tried my best to like really reach out to the community.
So the first one, what year was that?
In 2016. Yeah.
2016. Okay. Did you guys get together?
2015, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you experienced all of it then.
Yeah,
I
was with through the thick of it.
Yeah.
What was that like, being a bystander? And
it's just good to see her chase her dreams, and she worked so hard for everything. And I was just happy to be a supportive feature in the back and hold all her dresses and bags.
Chihooing and all that. She just has a great chihoo, you know.
Yeah, you busted out earlier in the podcast. That's awesome. Yeah. So 2016 was the first one, and then 2019?
2021.
2021.
Yep.
Okay, so that was during the COVID.
Yep. So I got crowned December 2020, and actually at the time I got crowned, it was still pretty in the thick of COVID.
So you had to do it with mask on and everything?
Yep. So we had masks on for a portion of the competition, and at the time you couldn't have gatherings of more than 5 people in a room without a mask. So it looks like we were all filmed at the same day, same time, but in reality we had to go in different time slots. And they had one shot of all the top 10, and as soon as they called top 5, like the top, those people who didn't make top 5 had to leave. And then from top 5, it was just like on stage question, but it was filmed throughout a week.
Oh, wow.
It just took, it was crazy.
They did a really good job complying with the ordinance.
Yeah, they really did.
That must have been weird, though, especially because you have background of like the regular competition, you know, with bands and a crowd.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. Like, even when I gave my top 5 question, like, I said my answer, and then, you know, no one claps because there's nobody in the audience. And so, like, in a way, like, psychologically, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what did I say? Did I
like
bomb
my answer?
Like, literally, imagine you say something, your answer, and like no one claps. I was like, oh my god.
The cameraman, did the cameraman like it?
No, literally, like,
thumbs up and thumbs up.
It was like so awkward. And then when I won, you know, they announced my name, and I was like so in shock. So I started like, I'm like crying, I'm like hyperventilating, like, oh my god. And like in the background, there's actually like, it looks like on the television there's music, but in the studio there's absolutely there's absolutely no music. It was complete silence. And I'm like, you literally, like, everyone in the studio can like hear me like, like,
and we're watching from home on TV to say, oh my god, Allie won.
Yeah. My sister recorded everyone's reaction, which was nice. My sister Julie, who is also a former Miss Hawaii USA. So that's pretty.
Runs in the family.
I guess so.
Yeah. Do you have another sibling too?
Yeah, so I have I'm 1 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 brothers and then 2 sisters.
Okay, do you have another younger sister?
So I'm the youngest girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the baby girl.
I was gonna say they gotta keep the family tradition of winning Miss Hawaii.
So 3 Miss Hawaii.
Yeah.
I know, like woo. No.
Do you have a favorite Miss Hawaii run between the USA and then the regular Miss Hawaii?
Like which one was my favorite?
Yeah, which one did you like better?
It's so hard.
I know it's a loaded question.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they serve their purposes like at the time, like for those times in my life. Like I'm happy I was Miss Hawaii during 2016 because I was so new to pageantry and like they have such an amazing support system that they like really helped me like every step of the way. And then I also needed scholarship money. And then for Miss Hawaii USA, I feel like I really had like grown into myself and like their like slogan at the time was like confidently beautiful, like really feeling confident within yourself. And like I felt like I wouldn't have possibly gained that confidence if I didn't have like my foundation through Miss Hawaii in 2016, if that makes sense. So I feel like I'm happy I did both. I can't really choose which one because they were
different
both
times.
really awesome. Yeah.
I definitely understand you because the second one you're more confident. You've grown a lot. You kind of know what to expect. The only thing I can relate that to is when I studied abroad in Spain once, and then I studied abroad in Argentina a year after. Oh. And then it's hard to compare them both because they're definitely different experiences. Mm-hmm. But going the second time is like okay. You're definitely more confident. You're ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
Was your Spanish a lot better?
Yeah, and my Spanish was better too as well. So that gave me a different experience as well because I got to communicate better with the locals.
Yeah. That's awesome though.
Super cool. He also went to Madagascar.
What? Oh, you're a world traveler.
Yeah, after I graduated in 2016, I went to Peace Corps Madagascar. So I was there for 3 years.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, how was that?
It was amazing. Best experience of my life.
I remember just following your stories all the time. That's so cool.
Yeah. He's like with the lemurs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they have lemurs. They don't have lions and zebras and elephants like the cartoon. But
yeah.
The Malagasy people do like to move it. I will admit, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but awesome. I love it. Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with some friends there?
Yeah, a lot of people are on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook they have a cheap Facebook plan for their phone, so a lot of people are on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would love to go back one day.
Yeah. I heard the waves are pretty good over there.
Yeah, they call it the last frontier.
Last frontier.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's no crowds.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to take a boat out, and I surfed one time over there. I got cracks.
Was it good?
Well, they gave us a shortboard because they didn't have any longboards. I don't know how to shortboard.
Yeah.
And they had no wax.
Oh no.
And I haven't surfed in like 2 years, so
set you up.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was still fun to be in the water, but it wasn't like super
as
fun.
Like
yeah.
Major. And
yeah. If I go back one day, you should come.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah. You have a free tour guide.
Super cool.
Yeah. But so both of you traveled a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Where are some places you've gone? I know Hopena, you just came back from Tahiti, right?
Yeah, I was in Tahiti on a work trip with Olukai.
Yeah, right.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. What did you do? Was it just modeling?
Just modeling. Yeah, we did. It was a paddling-based storyline. So we actually shot some clips over here with my va'a, and then the storyline was going down there and meeting some paddlers down there, and kind of a cool. How it's so similar.
Yeah, like cross-cultural, but intercultural,
but very similar,
kind of
very the same much culture.
Yeah,
so that was awesome getting to go. That was my first time down to Tahiti.
Yeah,
definitely not going to be my last time.
Yeah. Did they think you were local? Because
they thought I was local until I opened my mouth, look. And then they were like, "Oh my God, you're not local."
Was this haole? What's their word for haole over there?
I'm not even too sure. Whatever it was, I'm sure they called me.
Hopena.
Yeah. Yeah, my French is horrible. And then Tahitian, actually, you would get by with a little Hawaii. Yeah. Super similar to Tahitian.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So I went to Madagascar, and the Malagasy language is in the same Austronesian family as Hawaiian,
really?
Tahitian, Maori,
no way.
All of that. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so for example, the numbers, Hiku e Valu, 7 and 8. In Malagasy, it's Fitu Valu.
No way.
Yeah, in Hawaiian, Vaha is Maut. In Malagasy, it's Vava.
Wow. No
yeah,
way.
Lanitra, the sky. That's in Malagasy it's Lanitra, in Hawaiian it's Lani.
Wow.
In Samoan it's Langi.
So did you pick up the?
Yeah, I picked it up pretty quickly, and the structure is very similar as well.
Wow.
And I just came from learning Spanish, so I think my mind was.
How many languages do you know?
Well, I know about 4 languages, but I would never say I'm fluent in Malagasy or Spanish. Probably better at Malagasy now since it's more recent.
You were there for 3 years. So.
I was there for 3 years.
Wow, in Madagascar.
In Madagascar,
That's a long time, actually.
Yeah.
That was your race to 50K, right?
So after I came back from the Peace Corps in 2019, I had like a month or two break. And then in 2020, January 6th, I started the race to 50K. The thing I did to pay off my student loans, I paid off $53,000 student loans in 1 year.
Wow.
Just doing odd jobs. And,
cool.
Documenting it all.
That's super cool.
I think I remember seeing this,
It was on the news.
Yeah.
And all on social media.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience.
Wait, so how did you pay off it all?
So I would just ask people, like, what could I do to help you help me? People would contact me for jobs, like, hey, can you come do yard work? Can you deliver these malasadas to this person? Can you deliver flowers to my girlfriend? Can you wash my car, clean the ceilings, wash the windows? I edited videos and sewed things and dressed up as Buzz Lightyear for a kid's birthday party. All kinds of different things. Yeah, so it's cool because I got to be really involved in the community, and then COVID happened. So I had to change things a little bit. I had to do more grocery shopping for people and then think of other creative ways to pay off my loans.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I finished in 11 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before ahead of schedule.
That's
a
amazing.
month ahead of schedule. Super burnt out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Do you two ever get like that at some point, with like burnout and trying to keep up with your mental health because you're involved in so many things? And I'm assuming that you two are very busy just like I am, right?
Yeah. I totally, especially like doing Miss Hawaii USA.
Oh, yeah. So much pressure, right?
Yeah, a lot of pressure. You're obviously like, I want to give out and do my best to like support the community, and then I find myself almost like kind of spreading myself really thin, and then I was studying for I want to study for my MCAT, and I finished all of my prerequisites for medical school, and we're doing this oyster business now, and like I also dance hula at Halikulani, and I sing.
Superwoman.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's just a lot, and then I'm trying to see friends, and like I model, so and like just maintaining all of that, it can totally feel overwhelming. And then in a way, if I'm not doing anything at all, then I almost feel guilty for not doing something.
That's a common feeling.
Yeah.
Like you always have something to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even, it's been like almost a month since I given up my title as Miss Hawaii USA. And like I told myself, I'm going to take off this month and relax. And I actually haven't done that at all.
And then we launched the business.
Yeah, I know.
Literally.
I'm going to take it easy. Launch business.
No, like, literally. And we've been getting a lot of inquiries, which we're super, super grateful for. But yeah, I feel like though, if it was the opposite, like I actually I can't really sit still. Like I'm always on the go, and I'm always like thinking of things, and like I like to be busy. Like I'd rather be busy than bored.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's also my personality, but I think it is important to like take that time for yourself. And like I try to do that by like surrounding myself with positive people, and like going to the beach and surfing, and like being with Hopena, and just like maintaining my mental health in that sense of like, knowing, okay, I'm feeling burnt out. Allie, I think you got to like chill for a second.
Yeah, prioritizing mental health, self-care.
Are you able to notice it in each other? Like, right now you need to take a break.
We've been together for 6 years and counting now, so definitely like, if I'm burnt out or she's burnt out.
Yeah, and I'll notice too, like when he gets kind of crabby, I'm like, have you worked out? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, go work out, like, or go take a nap.
That's part of my self-care.
Go eat,
Yeah.
You
gotta get that stress out, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think in different ways, like sometimes even too, like I'm like honestly too exhausted to work out, so I'll like sleep, but like that's okay. Like you don't always have to like be physically on the go. Like you can take a break, and it's like you shouldn't have to feel. And I'm telling myself that now too, like taking it day by day, and just like you don't have to like overwork yourself. Like the day will go on.
Yeah. That's awesome. I've been incorporating naps in my daily routine.
I love naps.
As much as I can.
Yes.
Kind of, I feel like recently it hasn't been by choice though. It's been like I get home after a super long day and I kind of just crash out.
Yeah.
But those are the best naps.
Yeah.
Or the ones
lines all over your face.
Yeah, drool on the sheets. Yeah, those and the one after you're in the sun all day. Or just passing out, like coming home from the beach.
Yeah.
After surfing, those are the best naps.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent for naps.
Yeah, definitely.
I finally got my first nap in after
Yeah,
Miss Hawaii.
she used to not nap.
I never
Really?
would nap.
She hated naps.
I would feel guilty napping, and then now I'm like napping here and there. I'm like, this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah. No, I totally get it because for me, I would never nap either because there's just so much to do, right? And like even hanging out with somebody else and going surfing, doing something like working out, in the back of your mind, it's like, oh, but I have to do all these other things, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm doing this, then I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard to slow down your mind and realize, like, okay, this is important because if I'm not healthy, if I'm not keeping myself physically and mentally healthy, then I can't do everything else in the capacity that, I should be doing it at.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. So do you two surf a lot? Do you ever catch the, 20, 30 feet waves?
Oh, no. I don't even, I actually get a little nervous watching him do it. I'm like, I'm okay. It's
so funny. Like we do surf together, and I've seen Allie catch bombs, and then she had one kind of not even a bad wipeout. This incident like a few years ago, and now in her head, like you're scarred or something.
I don't know. Hopena also just like pushes my limits, which is good, but also sometimes I'm like, okay, like there's been like multiple times where like our va'a will just like break.
It happens.
But it's happened so many times already. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a sign. Like every time we're out in the water together, he just like, the va'a will like the ama will break or like the rudder will stop working.
Not every time.
Like literally like a lot, like unusual amount of times. So I'm like, I don't know if it's me or is this Hopena.
If you're in the water every day, something's bound to happen at some point.
I guess, but
statistically, it's pretty good. No, but Allie I've seen Allie catch pretty big waves before. And then now she's like scared even when it's a little smaller. I'm like, Allie, I know you can do it. Like you can handle it.
I think I just have to like ease into it a little bit, especially like this past year is so crazy. I didn't really get to surf as much. So it can be a little daunting if you haven't surfed in so long. Yeah. So I'll get there again. I just need to like ease into it.
With surfing, it's hard to build the confidence if you're not adept at it, if you don't go a lot. Because even me, I only started surfing about a year ago, like really going like all the time. Yeah. And it's so hard to get into it because, you got the crowd. Yeah. And then you got that social pressure of trying to look cool when you're on the
you don't want to blow it in front of them.
You don't want to fall down. So there's that. I struggle with that a lot too. So I love going places with no crowds. I would always take smaller waves than bigger crowds.
I like less crowd also.
Yeah. But you also surf like 30-foot waves.
I know, you have no say.
Yeah.
Well, usually that's how come I like it when it's bigger also. It's usually less crowded. The bigger wave spots.
So you go North Shore like Waimea?
I'll go north. Yeah, I love Waimea. Some other outer reefs around the North Shore, and then recently I've been trying to get some outer reefs on the east side.
Oh, really?
Little harder to get to.
Mm-hmm. You have to take a boat or a va'a to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And you need to have a team with you usually, kind of support team.
Yeah.
But just fun. This is fun being out there.
How did you get into that? The big wave surfing.
So when I was in school in Santa Barbara after I graduated Kamehameha 2012, then I went to Santa Barbara for 2 years, and I came home in 2014, and I've always wanted to surf Waimea, but for some reason when I was in Santa Barbara I was like craving it, like I want to surf bigger waves, and the waves up there are a lot softer. Mm-hmm. So the whole 2 years I was there, it wasn't what I was craving, and I have a lot of friends who surf. And stuff. And my friend Noah Janella actually took me out to Waimea for the first time when I came home from college in Santa Barbara. And that was in 2014. And I've just been hooked ever since. Like, it's so scary.
How do you go from, like, a town maybe gets like 6 foot? Yeah. How do you go from that to just 20
I think you definitely have to want it and be confident in yourself. And on top of that, you have to be, I wouldn't just suggest going out to the big waves. Like, definitely build up to it. Mm-hmm. But there is going to be a point where there is kind of a leap of faith where, it's that next step.
You can't just practice, like, you go back, playing basketball, you just go to the court, you shoot some hoops. Yeah. Like this, you have to wait on the swells.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about the ocean. You can only do so much. At the end of the day, the ocean's in charge of everything. Mm-hmm. So what you can do is focus on your own conditioning. Are you going to go party out the night before or get rest before, a big swell? That's up to you, So all the variables you can control is kind of what you take into account. And then at the end of the day, leave it up to Mother Nature. And it's so scary. It's never, at least for me personally, like I'm never not scared. You're always on your toes out there. Yeah. And that's that's part of the allure, it's
the adrenaline
rush. And then the wave comes. And especially for the bigger waves, you'll start paddling forward, and then it gets to the point where you're facing down and you're getting sucked up. So you're paddling you're paddling going upwards, and then you stand up and it's just
it's a steep drop, right?
Everything's whistling.
Yeah, and you've taken some falls too.
Oh,
right?
I've caught in cracks out there.
Yeah,
all
how gnarly
my
is
worst
it?
beatings.
Like, it bruises. Do you ever hit the reef? Because I feel like as long as you don't hit the reef,
I've hit reef
kind of
once out at Waimea. It is kind of deep out there, so it's hard to. You
Okay,
gotta really mess up to hit reef out there.
Or get unlucky.
Yeah, I've hit reef. I've been pinned to the bottom, come up, coughing blood, capillaries burst in my lungs and stuff.
That's crazy. And you have to hold your breath a long time, right? When you're
and a part of it is almost therapeutic because when it's that, you're just getting thrashed. You have no control, and all you can do is stay calm.
You just let go and
just let go, and you're spinning, flipping, like all over the place, arms ragdolling and stuff, flailing around. And the whole time, all you can do is stay calm.
Yeah,
try not to.
I see Allie's face.
I know. This is why I don't watch. Like, and I feel like, I mean, I don't know. It's like scary because, like, you know, I don't want anything bad, to like happen. So you just gotta like. So I feel like in a way, maybe it's good I'm not there because I'm like, maybe it's good you don't think that I'm there. So it's like you're not like trying to like be all big body and like catch a bigger wave. For me,
it'll humble. It's so humbling.
The ocean will humble
you go out there
real quick.
You go out there with so much humility and just gratitude for being out there. Even especially Waimea is kind of cool because you're so close to the shore. On the big days, like the waves come and you go up and you're facing the highway, like you can see the cars.
Oh yeah.
And then you come back down and then the waves, you don't see the highway anymore. You're like, it's like a big
that's crazy
roller coaster. Yeah. Just sitting in the lineup is awesome. You know.
Yeah. What about the people that come from somewhere like California or just somewhere where they can surf and they think they're super good, that they can handle it? You saw that one video, right, where the lifeguard told that one guy to
not ready for pipe.
You ain't ready.
Yeah.
So
when in doubt, don't go out.
That's a good one, yeah.
Or if you are confident like that, maybe check yourself. Like, you should never be too confident going into the ocean.
Do research too. I mean, there's like Sandy's is notorious for having the most neck injuries and breaking your neck. You have to just know where you are and respect the locals.
I think that's the biggest thing is respect.
Yeah.
Even if
in
you're
Hawaiian
from
culture,
Hawaiian
in
culture,
general.
you show respect, you get respect. Like if you're coming from California without having surfed here prior or forever, go into the lineup with that on your mind and be respectful. Don't just paddle out to the peak.
Yeah.
You know, talk story. Hey, aloha. Or hello, I'm not from here.
Yeah.
You know, and if you show respect, that it'll take you far in life.
Yeah. And an eagerness to learn too. I think it's okay to like ask questions and like feel, just wanting to go to a place and like okay, what can I offer to the situation and what can I do and how can I be mindful of others.
Yeah, I love that. That's
mindfulness.
Great. Yeah, mindfulness and respect. That's the biggest thing. Ho'ihi.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna get into Instagram questions soon, but I just want to know, what was your first impression of Allie? Because she said her first impression of you was, he's pretty cute.
I thought she was adorable and really cute also. I'm also really shy, so I don't really.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Are you more introverted and Allie, you're more extroverted?
I think so. I think it also depends on our scenario. Like when it comes to surfing, Hopena can talks for days.
Well, that's his environment, that's where he feels comfortable.
Exactly. I feel like me and Hopena, we shine in different areas because we're really different people actually. We're kind of yin and yang. I feel like I'm more musically inclined and dancing and creative in that sense, and then Hopena's super ocean man and he knows
macho
literally inside and out. He knows the ocean and he knows the environment and the winds and super knowledgeable in that sense. So I think we complement each other. Where we kind of lack knowledge, we learn from each other in that way.
And we both can be maybe extroverted and introverted in our own sense. Allie will go sing in front of 10,000 people. I'm not gonna be able to. I can't even talk in front of 10. That's insane.
And he'll be shy at first, but then he's Portuguese. He'll go no.
Yeah, once I warm up.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, we'll be talking. We got our half, so our Portuguese ancestors are happy.
Yeah, they're
listening to this. We're doing them honor and justice right now. That's awesome. And yeah, do you want to sing on this podcast?
I mean,
do a little opera thingy. We never had anyone sing opera on the podcast before. It could be a first.
Really?
You could be the first person to win both Miss Hawaii and Miss Hawaii USA and sing opera on the Hawaiiverse podcast.
Woo, a lot of firsts.
Just keep checking off the list.
Sure. I mean, I can sing a little opera.
Yeah, give us a little sample, however long you feel comfortable, and then we'll get into Instagram questions.
Maybe I'll
give the listeners
a little
something.
More back so it's not so loud.
Do I have to cover my ears? It's gonna shatter the glass.
Shatter everything.
I think we're in a studio, so I think we're good.
Our Choco glasses.
Yeah.
Sure, I can sing. I'll just sing like Ave Maria.
Okay, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Wait.
You read my mind. I love Ave Maria.
Okay, I'll do a little bit.
Yeah, little sample. All right, let's go.
Okay. Ave Maria, gratia plena.
Let's hear Chihu. Wow.
Yeah,
that's so good.
That was so good. I mean, I don't even know what I don't think I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think I've ever heard anyone sing opera, to be honest. That was amazing. I didn't expect you to be that good, but that's not saying I expected you to be bad. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
I just didn't expect.
You don't look at Allie and then think that.
Yeah.
And then it happens, like, whoa, what?
I think I'm just a little rattled is what I'm saying.
She's so good.
Wow, mahalo for sharing that. That was impressive.
You've been classically trained in Italian since you were 3.
I was 5. Yeah. Since I was
In
5.
like the Italian language?
So
Italian style of.
Italian style. It's called bel canto. So it's like the sound of a bell is essentially what it's about. And my grandma, she sings like Chinese opera, and so when I was like younger, I'd always be like singing around the house, and then my mom was like, I think I want to like put her in a song class or like voice lessons, and then my grandma's like, well, she's super Chinese. She's like, if it's gonna be voice lessons, it has to be opera, like so Chinese. I mean, I'm like typical, like I play violin and piano and like I sing opera, so yeah. Very Asian.
Awesome. I guess if Hopena doesn't wake up, you can just use that as an alarm, huh?
Right up.
Yeah.
If
our phones, if the electricity goes out one day and we have no phones, just have Allie wake you up. Awesome. All right, well, mahalo for sharing that. Let's get into Instagram questions. First one comes from my sister, Kanoe Lehua. This is for Allie. She wants to know, did you ever feel overwhelmed by the pressure of being Miss Hawaii? And how did you deal with the pressure? And wait, real quick, did you just hold hands real quick? Did I see that?
Oh, you did.
Okay, that was so cute. So it's funny. When we're making the chair placements, Min, the guy, he's our producer and whatnot. Shout out to Min. He's like, oh, how close should we put him? I was like, put him a little close so they can at least touch hands. At least they can hold hands. It's funny you did that, so exactly.
Thanks, man.
It worked out. Yeah. That's so funny. Sorry, I just had to interrupt myself for that. All right, so back to the questions. So did you ever feel overwhelmed by the pressure of being Miss Hawaii, and how did you deal with the pressure?
Yeah, first off, aloha, hi, Kanoe. Super. Also, congratulations to her. She was Miss Hawaii Island USA, which was amazing. Totally rooting for her, and I feel like she should definitely come back and, support, represent. But, so I definitely, we had this, we just said, totally held a lot of pressure, and you have to be mindful of like what you post on Instagram, and like even like you just holding a glass of wine can be totally misconstrued, and like people think, oh my gosh, is she an alcoholic? Like it's you just got to be like mindful of those kinds of things. So I mean, in a sense, like I was happy for that experience because it kind of kept me in check to like, okay, like this is how I want to present my brand, and it also made me focus on like what I need to do to like like enhance my brand and like really fine tune it. But I mean, in terms of just feeling pressured, like I think you just got to like really know who you are, and people will always have an opinion, and you can't really help how people feel and think about you or about anybody. And you just, as long as you know, like you're being true to who you are, and like I know I want to do good for the community, and these are my intentions, and just being upfront about it. So, I mean, I think you just gotta be yourself, and take a step back when you start feeling like drained, because that will happen. It's inevitable for everybody. But
are you asked to do a lot as Miss Hawaii?
So I mean, for Miss Hawaii USA, like yes and no. Like you kind of make your year. Like your year is exactly what you make of it. So if you want to have a cruise year, like people are gonna offer you appearances, and you don't necessarily have to go. But for me, like I wanted to make the most out of a year. And I was really proud to have been a champion for Best Buddies. My older brother has high functioning autism, and Best Buddies helps people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And that's just something that like I really wanted to highlight during my year. So I feel like every person can like highlight different organizations that they want to partner with, or not highlight anything at all. So I know for me, like I can get easily burned out because I'm so ambitious and I really have so many other goals that I want to obtain in such a small amount of time. But yeah, I think it is important though to like check on yourself and like surround yourself with positive people, because those people are going to kind of remind you that you are doing a good job, and like, you're going to be doubting yourself at times. And so those people will be like a helpful reminder that, you're 100% worth it, and you're doing good.
Great answer. Doing a thumbs up. Woo. Just like at your pageant with no crowd. 2 thumbs up. Awesome. Yeah. I think having a great support system is very important in all aspects of life. That's really awesome. All right. So next question comes from _Colin Lee. This is for Hopena. Please ask Hopena how he got so handsome, and who was first to touch the sand on that Hawaii Kai paddle run we did a couple months ago. Mahalo.
So, Colin, thank you for asking that question.
Hello, Colin.
Funny story. I beat him in the race. We had a race from Hawaii Kai to Waikiki, and it was me and my uncles. We've all finished way before Colin, and Colin decided to just book it into the sand while we're all like catching waves, having fun. So technically, he touched the sand first. Yes, he was the first to touch the sand.
Well, just a backstory. Colin, his last name is Lee, right? But we all call him Colin Huli.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hoolies all the time.
He does huli all the time.
Yeah, it's like he flips over. Yeah. Gets in the canoe,
he capsizes easily.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. That's a classic.
Thanks for the question, Colin.
All right. Okay, so this comes from Sammy _Setsuko _ a friend of yours, right? She wants to know what inspired you to start this business, and this business as Oysters Hawaii.
Yeah. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. So I was living in New York City, and I was on and off for like 8 years, and then like maybe the last 2.5 years I was permanently there. And so on the weekends I was working for this oyster company, and I was like, wow, this is actually like a really awesome idea. And so I would tell Hopena, like, this is my, company I work for. And he's like, wow, we should really like think about bringing it to Hawaii. And just kind of from that idea, like we kind of would brainstorm, and like we just got this, it became bigger than I feel like it's become like this bigger thing than we thought it was going to be. And we've gotten a lot of inquiries, and I think it's important to kind of have that oyster culture, because it's such a thing on the East Coast and Hawaii already has a seafood culture, but never really tapped into like that culinary experience of like oysters with wine and things like that, or just hasn't tapped into it enough. And I think what we're going to bring is something really unique and almost like a theatrical experience of shucking oysters live, and like getting people interested, and like we get to dress up your oyster, and they get to choose what condiments they want.
Cool.
And it's cool because we get to do what's happening on the East Coast, but with a local flair. We're not necessarily going to be doing champagne minonier as they do on the East Coast.
Oh, you guys got green bottles you give
to
everybody.
Yeah, Like my Uncle Teddy actually made a smoked shoyu condiment, which was like, super delicious. Shout out to Uncle Teddy. But we could, we're coming with that type of culinary theatrics also.
Yeah, adding the local flair.
With
Ponzu
the theatrics.
like sauce and
nice.
Chili pepper water.
That's a good one.
Super
There's so many fun things to experiment with. Add the Hawaiian flair to it.
And we really want to emphasize like the importance of like supporting local and being like even environmentally sustainable. Like the shells, like we don't use any plates or napkins and everything, so we try to really limit our waste. And even like the shells can be used for fertilizer, like oyster shells. Cool. So we're like thinking of different ways to try and be as environmentally sustainable as possible.
Yeah. Hoping to one day donate the shell, like figure out a system where we could donate all the shells to local farms. My auntie works for Ko'oiwi, Auntie Maheolani. So talk to her about doing some kind of fertilizer program.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And even maybe get oysters back into the habitat. Pearl Harbor used to be one of the largest oyster beds or the largest oyster bed in all of Hawaii before it became a military compound. But could definitely get local, and there are native species of oysters.
Yeah.
Get those back into the ecosystem and get the water clean.
And they
again.
filter the water. I mean, there was also so many at the Alawai at one point, and so it's. I think we're thinking we really want to give back to the community, and so we're brainstorming like new ways to do that, and really take care of our environment and support local people and local sustainability.
I love that. Yeah, I think us as young Kanaka, young people growing up in this community, this environment, we definitely want to do all we can to give back and make sure that our future for our keiki is going to be sustainable and good.
Exactly.
Pono and all these things. So I love to hear that. So I'm excited to see where you guys take it in, a year, 5 years.
So many possibilities and avenues.
And so, like you said, it's not something that is super common here. I mean, you have it, you throw some oysters on the barbecue and then you eat them, throw some shoyu or ponzu sauce on top and whatever. But I was gonna try to name some other stuff. I'm like, that's enough. But I don't eat it that often. But what you two are doing with this it's an experience, right? Where you can have it at weddings, just like a date on the beach. You could have it. You would go to people's houses, right? It's a mobile oyster bar, right?
Oyster,
Yeah, and that's a cool experience, and it's not something that we have here. So you don't really have competition, I would say, at this point, right?
Well, knock on wood. Yeah.
I saw Allie doing it in New York, and I was like, this needs to be done back home. It's such a cool thing. It just speaks for itself when you see it done live. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
As fresh as it gets.
Yeah. And it's an aphrodisiac, right?
Yes.
You guys can market it like that as well.
It's an aphrodisiac.
For a different crowd.
It's actually really good for like hangovers.
Oh,
no way.
It has like magnesium and zinc. So if you're feeling a little like under the weather, it actually I have a couple of those and I bounce right back.
We just put this to the test last weekend and it worked.
Yeah.
Wow, really? That's crazy.
Hangover gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, really so call them up. Hit them up for some hangover cures.
Yeah.
I guess that's good for weddings, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Even one of our we were checking at this event, and one of our Hopena's cousin, like, she was like, oh yeah, I was expecting to really be hungover the next day, and like I was really good because
the oysters.
Yeah, it
the
was
oysters.
the oysters.
What's your tagline? I love your tagline.
Let's have a good shucking time.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Okay.
It's the best.
On to the next question. But make sure you go check them out, Oysters Hawaii, and enter the giveaway. They're giving away 24 oysters.
24 oysters.
Yeah.
Checking for you.
Checking for you.
All right. Boss Lady Lani, another friend, mutual friend of ours, wants to know, tell us your secrets. I don't know. Do you have secrets? Is there a reason she's asking this? Is there something that we don't know? Something that the Hawaiiverse podcast needs to know? What's going on?
I mean, there's still more to come. We're really excited. But I mean, I guess you're just gonna have to see and find out.
Okay, just follow.
Follow us for more.
Okay, all right.
Follow Hawaiiverse for
more good checking times.
Okay, I love it. It's a little ambiguous, so we'll just find out. All right, so these are 2 parts. But this is the last question. Kailua Robinson wants to know. So this is for Allie. where do you aspire to be in 5 and 10 years?
Ooh.
And then both of you can answer this.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully be a little bit more established with oysters for sure, and, really spread our roots out. Also, even just a personal goal for me, I really want to take the MCAT at some point this year, and
because you're not doing enough already, right?
I need to do more.
Come on, you definitely come from an Asian family.
I really am super Chinese, but yeah, I mean, just hopefully get into medical school at some point, and then open like my own practice. I want to do dermatology.
Okay.
And especially there's like not enough dermatologists in Hawaii, and me loving the ocean, like we both are in the water almost every day, and there's not enough of us, not enough dermatologists to really help local people, and just supporting environmentally like safe sunscreen. I partner with Virtuous Sunscreen, so go and support them. They're awesome, they're local, and it's good for our coral reefs. So just like keep doing that, and then just kind of going with the flow, just keep on keeping on.
The next most exciting thing.
Yeah.
Real quick before we hear your answer, Hopena. How do you two feel about spray sunscreen?
I think if there's no aerosols,
Yeah.
it's just this, like Virtua makes a spray.
Oh, they make one?
It's
Okay.
just a spray, but like almost like a but it has no aerosol.
Just the pressure of the sunscreen.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I always see this spray sunscreen. You can smell. I can smell it right now.
Yeah.
That one like banana boat or whatever that was.
Yeah.
All the tourists use.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it has alcohol, so it actually will dry out your skin, and it has aerosols, so it's like really bad for our ozone layer. So I mean, if you can, try and do your best to not.
Just look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
That's even if it's not spray sunscreen. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a big hater on spray sunscreen.
Yeah, I feel like you just gotta rub it in.
Yeah, I like the zinc mineral.
That's the mineral-based
Yeah.
sunscreen is the one.
Is the best
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. Awesome.
Better for the reef.
All right. So Hopena, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10
5 years. Hopefully, we have a team with the Oysters Hawaii and able to give back to the community in bigger and better ways than we are currently. On a personal note, hopefully, Allie and I have our own house. Maybe
Where?
Kailua, or we'll take anywhere. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Kailua would be nice though. I feel like most of your family's there.
All my family's on the east side, so
Yeah.
it'd be nice. But then you have family in town.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too far.
Not
though.
too far.
Not too
30
far, yeah.
minutes.
Drive over.
Yeah. You could go around the backside through Hawaii Kai for a nice scenic
Nice
drive.
scenic view.
Hopefully, we'll have multiple homes.
yeah, ideally
One
5,
in
10
every location.
5, 10
Exactly.
years. House,
Well, good luck.
dogs,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Well, with both of your hustle and already success at such a young age, maybe I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, so there's a few questions from the same person. This one's for Allie. What are your takeaways from the pageant, you were in, and how will it help you? How will it help you in the future? And how have those experiences changed you?
I guess I really took away just feeling more like confidence within myself, and like I said before, the year is really what you make of it, and I feel like that can even just be applied in life. And no one's gonna really be there holding your hand like every step of the way. So it's good to like have that confidence and like reassurance in yourself, and like having a clear goal of like what you want to accomplish, and giving back to the community. Like I guess it could be even selfish in the way. Like I like the feeling of giving back, and
There's
like
a lot of self-interest in that.
yeah, I just like I like that feeling of like knowing that like I could make a small difference in somebody's life, in somebody maybe I've never met before. So I definitely want to apply that, and that's like what we're kind of doing for Oysters Hawaii. It's like not just about serving oysters, but like seeing the bigger picture of things, and like giving back to our community, and supporting local businesses and like local people.
Yeah, that's our goal for Hawaiiverse as well. And
Yeah.
that's why I support you and not just your businesses, but you as individuals as well. So yeah, that's awesome. I can imagine how great that experience must have been, how life-changing that is. Yeah, especially with the recognition, not even the recognition, but the life lessons that you learned from doing that.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of self-growing. And I mean, I feel like before, like, doing pageants, I was like a little apprehensive about doing it because I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. I don't know if that's really for me. But I really am grateful that I had that experience because it really made me focus on being my best self in like every aspect of life. Like before I would have like, you know, get nervous like public speaking and like have really nothing to say in like an interview conversation, or I would stumble. And I think it really helped me like fine tune that and feel comfortable talking about myself, especially coming from Hawaii. You know, you're taught to like not gloat or like be humble. You don't speak about yourself.
You still are humble.
I mean, I try to be, but I think it's gotten like I gotten more comfortable to be like, no, like it is okay to like say what you've done and like you know, be proud of what you've done, and that's okay to do.
Yeah, I love the last part about what you said. You know, trying to, you know, navigate between the lines of being confident and cocky.
Yeah,
and it's really hard at some point, but we should be proud of our accomplishments. You know, everything that we've done, especially as, you know, youth like us. You know, people are gonna look up to us and maybe follow in our footsteps. So definitely be proud. Just make sure you're not, I guess, being over arrogant.
Yeah, fine line.
There's a fine line, but yeah, be proud of. Give yourself a pat on the back sometimes. You know, treat yourself, buy yourself something nice. Yeah, just be proud of what you've done, even if it's not winning both Miss Hawaii, or, you know, something like that. It's all about the little wins.
Yeah, it's the little wins.
Celebrate
little wins. Yeah. All right, last one, and then we'll move on. This is for both of you. Where is your favorite destination outside of Hawaii and why?
Ooh, I mean, so we both went to Japan.
I was gonna say Japan also.
I love Japan.
We're so in sync.
Oh, it's so good.
Finishing each other's sentences.
I mean,
we went there. Well, she when she first won Miss Hawaii, the America organization, she went to Japan like 12 times. That year.
It was pretty awesome. So I was working and like representing Hawaii and working for Hawaii Tourism Japan, and I got to go like at least like once a month and just like share or like promote Hawaii, like share Hawaiian culture and like, you know, get Japanese people excited about like wanting to visit Hawaii, because Hawaii at the time for Japanese was it's the #1 tourist destination for them. So we're excited to have them back. But I mean, I love Japan, and then just from that experience, I got to meet Air Asia. So they offered me a flight coming back to Japan and also like traveling around Southeast Asia. And I got a +1. So of course I brought Hopena. Nice. And so we got to go snowboarding in Sapporo, and
the snow in Hokkaido is so good.
Oh my gosh,
it's like amazing. Dusty, like dry, powdery snow.
Sugar.
Yeah. Just you can blow on it and it just explodes in your face.
Cool.
So it was
I've never been to Japan.
It's super affordable airfare. Yeah, because it's subsidized with the tourism, and then everyone there is so respectful.
Yes.
Every job you see is done with such great care and respect. Like the janitor is doing everything he can to his best ability. Yep. When you land on the tarmac, the air traffic guys are like they bow down to the plane.
What?
It's like the whole all of Japan
level.
Is
wow.
And that's the thing. Everyone does, like, everyone's so respectful, and they are so like, in the sense, like, proud of what they do and really like
doesn't matter what, it's
dedicated
do it with
to
pride.
It. Yeah,
whatever
awesome.
you're doing. The homeless are sweeping the sidewalks.
Oh, homeless.
Yeah, everything.
How do you get that here?
I know. It's like, and they're even like their little boxes are like completely well kept. It's like, wow. It's just really, really cool to see.
That, and then the food is unbelievable.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So good.
There's no trash cans anywhere. There's no trash cans anywhere because they believe in you're responsible for your own rubbish. So like you take that home to like dispose of it yourself. It's awesome. And there's not one like trash in sight.
It's like a little utopia.
All. It's insane.
How do they do that to a whole entire country?
I have no idea.
I think it's just like the way like they do a good job in like teaching their citizens about respect and like morals, and teaching it from like a really, really young age.
There's so many stories of guys leaving their wallets on the subway or in a park, and then they get a call that day or the next day from the police like, oh, your wallet was turned in. All the money's there, and in fact, there's more money than
put $20 in it actually.
This guy's having a rough day.
Like, geez.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the problem is here in Hawaii? Why we can't be like that?
I feel like for them in Japan, it's definitely there. A lot of people are Buddhist, so it's like karma. And I don't know if there's as much of like a Buddhist community, but also I think it's just such a we have such a unrealistic way of like living affordably here, and even like the definition of affordable housing isn't even really affordable.
What is it? 1.1 now?
Yeah,
median household.
Crazy.
So that also like brings a lot of like even like animosity towards like people who just like foreign investors who come and like buy up all the real estate, and a lot of like Hawaiians are homeless.
Yeah, displaced.
And that's like bizarre. It's just not bizarre. It's sad. It's really unfortunate. Do
you think that's because we're more of a tourist destination? I mean, I'm sure Japan gets a lot of tourists, but so we have this, in Hawaiian culture, respect the land, respect each other, respect the elders. One of my biggest pet peeves is littering.
Littering, exactly.
Whoop. What is that?
I have a little printer thing going off in the back. We're in a new studio today. Surprise! But yeah, and I still see, trash opala on the ground, and homelessness still a problem.
Yeah.
So
I think that's part of being a responsible Kanaka, or even just a citizen here. Is just if you see the rubbish, pick it up. Doesn't matter whose it is. Pick up.
How do we convince everybody to not throw that piece of
if I see someone throw rubbish, I tell them like straight up, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of the tourists come here too, and like I mean not all of them, but some of them just come, and that's how they treat their house, and that's how they treat their land back wherever they're from.
Lead by example.
And they just don't know. You're like, and you kind of gotta put them in check and just be like, hey, like this isn't your house. Like pick up your rubbish and take it home with you. And then sometimes they're like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Like they're just completely just unaware.
Yeah, it's crazy how something so routine and normal to us can be so foreign to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like taking off your slippers or shoes before going into the house. I remember when I was in Madagascar and I moved to the city my third year because I extended, and I would have Peace Corps volunteers. They live in the mainland, and they would come into my house. I would take off my slippers, but they'd walk in with their shoes, and I'd be like, oh, take it off.
Mud everywhere.
Yeah, and I see movies and TV shows with people with shoes on their bed.
I don't know how.
How do you do that? I mean, this doesn't even make sense. Why would you want to walk in your house with dirty slippers and shoes?
That makes no sense.
Yeah, but for me, I had to take a step back, instead of just being like, oh, that's so disrespectful. Why would they do that? Yeah. I had to think like, okay, they just don't know.
Yeah,
so instead of getting mad at them, yelling at them, educate them.
Yeah.
Tell them this is my culture, this is how we do it. Yeah. And then if they don't respect that, then they don't respect it. But
and especially if it's your apartment, like
exactly.
I'll be doing it in my apartment.
Yeah.
My house.
Yeah.
In my college house, it was me and 8 of my roommates. My own room, I had to put a sign like no shoes allowed past this, like just in my room, because everyone wore their shoes in the house.
Yeah.
It's just different culture, know. I'm sure like other countries probably like even look at us and like, oh, how could they do that? You know, it's just different mindsets.
Definitely, yeah. Something hopefully we can educate people and bring a positive change to that in the future. Yeah. All right, so kind of going off the culture, how much does culture play a role in your lives, especially you, Hopena, being a waterman and practicing ancient traditions such as sailing?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely move forward daily with that in mind, perpetuating the culture that our ancestors have been doing so for like thousands of years now. And it definitely feels good, especially surfing. You'll be in the lineup and it'll just be me and a few other Hawaiians out there, where I feel like I need to be out there representing. It is kind of sad that there's not more of a local or Hawaiian presence at these things, paddling and sailing even. It's cool to see how many people around the world have an affinity towards Hawaiian sports, but at the same time, it's also kind of sad to see not more representation of Hawaiians in these sports.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I need to be out daily paddling or surfing or
your kuleana,
just to have a presence in the sport, you know. And I think that's kind of something where I want to try to have more up and coming of the future generation get involved and just be out at Big Waimea or be out paddling or be, you know, like just be present, have your presence known, because we're not gone, you know. Hawaiians are still here.
This is still our land.
Still our land, you know.
Yeah, still our practices. You know, we have to perpetuate it.
Gotta perpetuate. So definitely something.
Did you do any navigating, like with the Hokulea and Thompson, all of them?
My junior and senior year at Kamehameha, we had a wayfinding class.
Okay.
It's called Heva'a Hemoku Heva'a. Super fortunate. That was my first time being exposed to the actual training of Hokulea. My friend Kaivi, actually, we're in the class together. He went on to do the voyage around the world.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
They were actually going to come to Madagascar one year.
Oh,
when I was there, but they had to change their course.
Oh, okay. I know that coastline around Africa was a tricky one.
Yeah. I think they ended up going to South Africa instead.
Oh, they did.
Oh, they cut inside.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
I remember that.
But yeah, I actually had the option to stay home and train for it also, or to go to California for college. And in hindsight, I mean, I don't regret going to California. I learned a lot and met a lot of awesome people up there. And it's not too late to get involved in Polynesian Voyaging Society and stuff. So.
I would love to get Nainoa Thompson on the podcast.
Oh,
that guy's
I'm sure he would love. That guy's a treasure trove of knowledge.
He's my neighbor.
That's your neighbor?
He lives in New Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Tell him.
See his house from my house. I thought
across the valley.
He's a big house.
He's so cool. I've been fortunate enough to talk star with him a couple times. A long time ago. And you just ask him any star in the sky, he'll tell you all that is humanly possible to know about every single thing. So cool. Celestially.
That's so
it's just
cool.
Insane.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to him. I never reached out to him.
He is so awesome. So much. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Allie?
Sorry.
What about you? Like how your culture and not even just Native Hawaiian culture or local culture, because you also have your Chinese culture, right? Yeah. How much does that play a role in your life?
I mean, well, growing up in Hawaii and like being from Hawaii, I think there is a moral responsibility to know Hawaiian culture, and I mean that's how it is like lived on and perpetuated through us. And if I don't take the time as like, you know, a kama'aina, like a local person, to like know this, then how do I expect that kind of culture to perpetuate? And then I'm just being just as, you know, wrong or ignorant as visitors who come here and like don't take the time to learn. But definitely, I mean, that's important. And even just being an Asian American, and having representation for Asian Americans in just our country, and going to Miss USA, especially, like I was the only Chinese American on that stage. But it's good though. I think there needs to be more representation for Asian American Pacific Islanders, and being able to be present, like Hopena said, and like showcase us, and like, you know, we're talented and we have so much to offer in culture, and it's just important to be present and to like, you know, be in that room with so many other people.
Great answer. I totally agree. I think we need more representation in the media. You know, whether that's modeling, acting,
or what you're doing with the podcast.
Trying to be a voice for the local community, and you know, a real local voice, not just I moved here 20 years ago. No, not saying there's anything wrong with that, as long as you learn the culture and you know you do everything respectfully. But I feel like it's my moral responsibility, my kuleana, to, you know, share these stories of local people and my own story with people out there, so that they can hopefully do the same with others. Yeah, so I think we're all kind of on the same mission.
Same page.
Yeah, so I love this. This is a great platform to be talking about these things. Awesome. Right, so besides all the things that you do, you know, with work and then, you know, surfing, what else do you do in your free time? What do you guys like to go? Date nights? Are there some businesses you like to support?
Well, we're big foodies.
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
I think that's like, because we're all so different, Hopena and I. But like one thing that we've definitely bonded over is that like we like to go out and eat.
Love to eat.
So we like to go to like different restaurants, or we have like our regular restaurants we like to go. Like we like in Kailua, like Nico's or like Baz's, or Mexico Lindo. Oh my gosh,
I haven't been to any of those.
Oh, you gotta come.
Yeah, we gotta come Kailua.
Yeah, we gotta go surf and then go eat because I always have the post surf munchies.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, so we love food. So
okay,
I almost was like, I should maybe.
Yeah, don't name all the spots, right?
Yeah. I'm like,
if
he wasn't doing Miss Hawaii, I'd probably be a food blogger.
You can still do that.
Still can.
Right, true.
Awesome. So okay, if somebody's listening to this that they're thinking of having a fun date night on Oahu, what would a fun idea be?
Ooh.
Asking for a friend.
Ooh, you go first.
I would say
take them out on my canoe. Okay, so come from the perspective of somebody who doesn't have a canoe and doesn't look like you.
I would say like a nice hike, some kind of maybe like Cocoa Head or like a ridge.
Cocoa Head's a nice hike.
No,
a nice scenic hike.
I'm telling you, Hopena just tries to kill me at every opportunity he can.
I can see why now.
Do you see like his
or even like Manoa Falls. That's a nice one.
Okay, yeah. It's a little bit.
He's
nice
like,
walk.
Why don't we go for a nice paddle? And the next thing you know, we're like literally out at sea and there's just like gnarly waves. I'm like, and then our va'a breaks. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
This is so romantic. Like
nice
that's his.
Because he gets to save you.
Yeah.
And,
Just,
part of his
work.
plan.
It's work though.
And I'm like, what are you trying to prove, Hopena?
I think a nice hike, and then where would you go to eat after? Like Manoa Falls, and then Andes or something.
Yeah, I mean that's like a nice
daytime
date.
thing, and nighttime would be like.
I feel like me and you, we just like go Kailua and.
Or et al. In Foodland.
Oh, et al. Is bomb.
Et al. Is good.
I like their breakfast actually.
Foodland and Kahala.
Kahala. It's like we call it fancy Foodland because it's super fancy.
The one on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Right by Zippy's.
Super good.
Oh, they have a restaurant in there, right?
Yes.
Yes. I haven't been there yet.
They totally redid that whole lot.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's nice.
I gotta go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my idea. And then finish it off with Tantless.
Tantless.
It's the go-to.
Oh, that's what our Kamehameha boys took out their girls, yeah.
Works every time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've never been to Tantless though.
We have been to Tantless.
When have we been to Tantless?
We've driven up like a long time ago.
I mean, maybe like years ago.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple like some kind of sketchy over
It
there.
is scary.
There's also-
It is scary.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, look
yeah.
out.
It has this scary vibe to it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get to the lookout, of course, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, has a nice view. But the drive up there, it's super dark.
Well, there's also like
windy.
lots of break-ins. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people
And
just
there's some
cruise in the
stories
bushes.
where it's like haunted. People
Yeah.
have died. I don't know if they're true or not.
Yeah.
We don't go to those
I get
parts.
weird vibes. We're not.
But we have to drive by it,
I
right?
guess so. I mean,
I get
Yeah.
weird vibes up there. I don't
Straight to the
think
lookout.
I wouldn't recommend that for date
What-
night,
what would
guys,
be
unless you
your
want to
date?
get like mugged.
What would
Okay,
be your date?
well, maybe not the first date, because then somebody might think that you're taking them up there
kill
to
them.
kill them.
Yeah.
Maybe like a third
It's a
or
third
fourth
date.
date.
Okay, what's your date night?
I mean, I just like to go. I mean, I like when we go buzzes, and
buzzes.
I like the drink. It's like a coconut mojito, but they call it D's nuts. It's
That's
like
funny.
actually kind of funny. But it's
Ask
really
for
bomb.
Mahina, the bartender.
Mahina, yeah, Mahina.
Okay.
Auntie Mahina, she's always there, and like actually they have a sign outside, like when she's not there, there's like Mahina isn't working tonight because like
That's
everyone
And,
asks about
and the
her.
restaurant's empty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
funny.
really fun. Even us, just like I feel like we're pretty simple. Even like after that, we'd just go home and like watch Netflix and like watch a scary movie, and then eat popcorn.
Popcorn. I just watched Batman last night.
Which one?
Oh.
The new one, the one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, how was it?
yeah.
It was cool. I mean, it was entertaining. I still think I like the other Batman better.
Yeah.
Just because it's kind of weird seeing Edward Cullen as
Yeah.
Batman.
I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. I think he did a good
He did a
job.
good role.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I'd say go watch it. But movie popcorn. That's my favorite.
Yeah, actually, our very first date. Now that I think about it, we went and got we got curry from Sumo Ramen, which
in
was
Kaneohe.
bomb.
Okay.
I actually met his dad because he had to do like I actually met your whole family our first night because like he had to go do like a little like, oh, I gotta go stop by Kahalu and say hi to my dad and like drop something off. So we did that, and then we went back to Kailua, and then I met his whole family that was there, and then
And we had a
we had a bonfire,
Oh,
which was
that's
actually
fun.
cool, and we
Yeah.
bonfired
That's
and
a
like
good first date.
Yeah, bonfires.
Yeah, it actually was pretty cool. And then he like busted out his guitar. He's like, look at my little tricks I can do.
Okay.
My one
like,
song.
All right. He's like, I like music.
Wonderwall.
So.
Yeah, Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Freebird.
How do you know? Were you there? No.
That's
but that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then, we bonded over basketball too. We played a lot of basketball
both of you played
when we
basketball?
first started dating.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I love basketball.
I would actually like kick his butt at basketball.
I let her win.
And I feel
Nice.
like actually in a weird way it like made you really motivated to like beat me because I would catch him at UH like during like his breaks.
I was
He'd be,
practicing like every
practicing,
time
and I'd still kick his butt, and then I was really good.
We need to see the tape.
That's
Yeah, we need to settle this off.
One-on-one.
Yeah,
I
know, and then I'd
we'll
see
set
us,
something
like-
up, a Hawaiiverse event.
yeah.
Hopena, are you practicing for our like low key game today? And he's like, oh no.
It's funny.
And he started getting good.
Do you have NBA teams that you support?
I like the Warriors.
Kobe, no.
Only
R.I.P.
because all my roommates were from the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
this is before they were winning.
yeah.
I'm not a bandwagon.
I mean-
So like Monte Ellis.
Yeah.
Like all them.
So,
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I
Me
just
and
like
LeBron
watching
have the same birthday.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
I like him.
Capricorn.
Greatness right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, me,
30th.
LeBron, and Tiger Woods all have the same birthday.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
The
cool.
three goats.
Yeah.
Goats.
I think Quentin Tarantino and I have the same birthday.
Oh,
that's kinda cool.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You do like scary movies.
Yeah, except I think he has a foot fetish. I don't.
Oh,
Does he have a
ooh,
foot
Yeah.
that's kind of.
I think that's what I heard.
Seems
I
like
don't
you
know.
would. I don't know.
Yeah, he seems like the guy that would.
Yeah.
All right, so I asked all my guests this. What is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't?
Oh. That's.
I'm horrified of cockroaches,
Oh, really? I'm horrified of lizards.
and she makes me kill all the cockroaches. It's
That's
tough.
funny.
It's like ridiculous. I don't like them.
You face your fears.
yeah.
That's why when you said never not scared, you're referring to the
Yeah,
cockroaches.
yeah. It's always like, furry and.
I sing opera, but I feel like a lot of people kind of know that now.
Yeah,
But
something.
I'm allergic to peaches.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Like-
That's why you asked if there are peaches in the
Yeah, so
I
I
don't know
guess
if you
it's
want people knowing that.
Oh, true.
tree. You're gonna say you care
Your
about having
enemies.
peaches.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
yeah.
I can wiggle my ears. Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh wow, that's cool. You got any cool talents?
I'm not that cool. Can't
Nah,
wiggle in.
you guys are cool.
Got me street cred at recess
Yeah.
on the playground.
That's funny. All right, so we're getting towards the end of the podcast, and I just want to thank you both for coming here on the podcast and talking stories and sharing your lives and your, words of wisdom and stories with everybody. It's been really fun. I've been enjoying this. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for
man.
having
Such
us,
a pleasure. and-
Kamaka.
Yeah,
This
of
was
course.
so fun. This was great.
Yes. Yeah, we'll do it again off podcast and hopefully in the water.
We'll get you in
Yeah.
Kailua and we'll do a whole day.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
gotta drag you out to the east side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I gotta come. I'm in Hawaii, Kai, so I just.
Oh, you're right there.
Oh,
I gotta
right
drive around
there.
the Waimanalo. I love that drive though. I really
It's
love
the best
that
drive.
Anytime I go to Kailua or Kaneohe, I pass the ko'olaus.
Yep.
It's so beautiful.
That's a drive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it.
Around
Yeah.
Sandy's.
Sandy's, yeah.
Makapu'u.
I wish Baby Mox had bigger waves or more
It's been
consistent
pretty
waves.
fun the
It
past
actually
few
looks
days.
pretty
Oh, really?
good lately. Yeah.
We should go surf. We'll go
Yeah,
surf.
yeah, because it's the closest thing to me that's not Sandy's
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
like toes or seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I also
like
want to just
toes.
go. But you can't, there's no cams. So you
Yeah.
kind of just have
Yeah.
to guess.
But it's I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that though, because I think if there was, it'd be a little bit more like popular.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
Just
I
gotta keep it
never really
low-key.
get super packed.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
know, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any secret surf spots? Maybe
You
tell me.
can't
Tell me
say.
off the podcast.
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
show you.
yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah.
after.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, you have anything you want to add before we start to wrap up? Any final words of
just
advice?
thanks
Any
for having
secrets
us.
to tell?
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
If I tell you, I have to kill you.
Yeah.
Follow us on Oysters
Yeah, well, what are your
Hawaii.
socials?
Oysters Hawaii is our business page.
Okay.
And
And then
then-
personals.
I'm Hopena Pokipala at Hopena Pokipala.
Okay.
And then I'm
How can you
Allie.
spell that for some people who?
At HOPENA POKIPALA.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm Allison Chu, and it's ALLIECHUUU.
That should be something you tell people. Like, oh, Allie is ALLIE.
Well, okay, it's kind of funny because I originally would just spell it like ALLI. And then in
Okay.
in high school, I made like a Facebook account, but I didn't want like anybody finding me. Because I just I don't know, I just wanted my own little close friends, and I didn't want my whole high school knowing, and so I just put Allie.
Big switch up.
Thinking no one would ever
it's like Clark Kent putting on glasses.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you have no idea who it is.
I don't have an E. That's not me. I don't know why. And then it just people started finding me, and even in high school, everyone called me Oh, sorry, I keep moving this mic. Everyone called me Allison. And that's how I know a lot of people who I went to school with, they all call me Allison because I only started going by Allie literally towards the end of my high school and college. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So then I don't know, I just put E, and then now it just kind of stuck, and then everyone just started writing my name like that. So I'm like,
yeah, Allie, because the other option would just be an I or a Y.
Yeah, well, I wish I had a Y in my name because it'd be easier. It feels like it when you write it, it's kind of fun.
Never too late, maybe we'll
switch it up. When you so I don't know if you know this because you aren't married yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Once you get married, you can change your name for free.
Oh.
Did you know that? Yeah. One of my odd jobs for the Race to 50K was to officiate the wedding of my friends. Mm-hmm. So that's how I found out about that. You can change your name when you're filling out all the documents.
Oh.
So if you wanted to, you could add a different last name, middle name. That's the only reason we get
married is so
just so you can change your name.
Change your name for free.
Yeah, it's the cheapest way to do it, right?
yeah.
Only logical explanation.
Good to know.
Are you an ordained minister?
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's super easy. You just do it online.
Do it online.
Yeah. So anybody can do it.
We might need you in a few years.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, my rate is $0. Yeah, or maybe some oysters.
We'll pay you oysters.
Or some canoe rides to some not crowded spots for surfing.
Automatic.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, well, that's all we have for the podcast today. And mahalo again for coming on and sharing your stories. Mahalo. Yeah, it's good just seeing you both and meeting you, Allie, and actually having a conversation.
Right on.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And make sure you go check out their giveaway, Oysters Hawaii, on Instagram, on Hawaiiverse. As you're listening to this, the giveaway will be up. So make sure you go and support
2 dozen oysters.
Yeah.
2 dozen oysters. Okay. So mahalo, Allie and Hopena, for joining us on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Check us out on Hawaiiverse.com, the best place to support local. Spread aloha, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. New episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and you'll hear me next time on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Hui ho.